Greetings everyone, this is Force Nature coming at you with a potential new series, What's the Difference? In this session, we're going to be taking a look at Dead or Alive and SoulCalibur to be able to answer the simple question, what's the difference? In the interest of brevity, I'm only going to be focusing on the latest installments of each franchise, Dead or Alive 6 and SoulCalibur 6 respectively. In Dead or Alive 6, in the simplest sense, your objective in a match is to be able to try and score this. This is a counter hit stun. This is considered to be the primary form of advantage in Dead or Alive 6, or just usually Dead or Alive in general. So the way how you achieve counter hit stun is by using a move that has the ability to stun, and by connecting that move before the opponent connects their own move. So if you do that, you'll see the red counter hit strike marker on the top left. That is good. In Dead or Alive, there's also other ways to be able to achieve stun, even, for instance, without counter hits. For instance, if you use something like, alright, let's say Kasumi or most characters like KK. You see right here, you get a critical stun, and you get frame advantage. In like Dead or Alive 6, or even Dead or Alive 5, there's a little thing in here called the skill info box, or the move details. So when you put this on, it allows you to see like how much frame advantage you have. So when I get a normal hit 5KK or KK stun with Kasumi, I get plus 19. So that means that anything that's let's say, alright, with the way how Dead or Alive works, any move that is 17 frames or faster will be able to connect. And what you do is you continue to stun until the critical stun threshold ends up getting before the critical stun threshold gets exceeded or anything, then the opponent will either get launched or knocked over. In SoulCalibur 6, your primary objective is to score this. This is a knockdown. When you score a knockdown on your opponent, then it allows you to be able to keep up pressure and keep your offense going, because when the opponent's on the ground, they basically are going to be at considerable disadvantage, and they basically have to just deal with your pressure. All they can basically do is block or try and do like a tech roll. That's all they can do. Also, along with a knockdown, you can also getting a launch is also good, but those are generally the two primary objectives that you're trying to do in SoulCalibur. A general flow with regards to offense in Dead or Alive can be in the form of, let's say you initiate stun, maybe one extension, then go for your launcher, and then you can do a little juggle afterwards, and then after that you try and smack the opponent into stuff. A general flow in SoulCalibur 6 can be utilizing the 8-way run movement, which is simply can be utilized in anything like forward, back, up, or down. It's just a simple tap. Think of it like tapping 6, 4, 8, 2. So you can utilize any of that for movement during neutral, and then your objective could be to either place relatively safe stuff on the opponent's block, and maybe like sidestep launch like a linear retaliation. If the opponent ends up like whiffing anything, then you can end up like just simply, for instance, just simply getting your like whiff punish, whether it be with a launcher or with a move like reaches far enough to be able to whiff punish. And also another thing you can also do is use your like break attacks or any frame advantage attacks that also can wear down the opponent guard. You see, if the opponent ends up blocking like too much in their guard gauge, will end up starting flashing red, and it will eventually get broken if you end up using moves that end up draining the guard gauge really well. Keep in mind that this philosophy during neutral exists in Dead or Alive 6 also, except for in Dead or Alive 6, if you just do like a forward tap or a back tap or just to push like up or down, you don't really move very far. Like, I'll just let you know, in Dead or Alive, back dashes are not good. In Dead or Alive, you're forced to end up using the movement which is like back or 4-4, and to move forward, just double tap, and then you can run at your opponent. In SoulCalibur, you can also run at your opponent. So the general flow of movement in DOA, think of it as like back, 4-4, back, 4-4. So this is neutral footsie movement in Dead or Alive. To be able to move back fast, you can also use a movement called Korean backdash canceling. What you do is just simply like continuous quarter circle backs. In SoulCalibur, you don't really use Korean backdashing that much, because some characters have quarter circle back stances, such as like 2B or like some other characters like that. So in SoulCalibur, you can get away with just using the 8-way run movement. In Dead or Alive, just simply doing you have to using the double tap movement is quite optimal. For sidesteps, there is a sidestep function in Dead or Alive where you press well, it's considered the triple input, so it's block, punch, and kick plus either up or down. Or it's signified as the S button. So this one is this is the sidestep you use for avoiding linear moves. So moves that do not track, use that. If you just want to reposition, then you could use the free step motion. This one is simply holding up or holding down, for instance. Along with trying to score a stun during a neutral game, another big thing in Dead or Alive 6 or Dead or Alive in general is environmental damage. knocking your opponent into stuff and getting big damage for doing so. No franchise ends up doing that more than the Dead or Alive franchises. So, yes, when I say knock your opponent into stuff, it usually means knocking the opponent into the environment. Knocking opponents into the environment in SoulCalibur VI simply means knocking them into walls. But knocking the opponent into walls usually means extended combos. And in SoulCalibur, there are ring outs. 100% touch of death combo. Oh, did someone say touch of death combo? Coming right up. Take note though that Dead or Alive 6 walls allow for 1 wall splat, whereas in SoulCalibur 6 you're able to get 2 splats. In Dead or Alive 6's Okazemi game, sometimes it could be unfavorable to go for a knockdown, because you have to deal with the dreaded wake-up kick. However, there are ways to kind of forego the wake-up kick game by going for what's called a force tech. For instance, after a hard knockdown, you hit the opponent twice in succession quickly, and then you get the pressure in your favor. And you can also hold them. In SoulCalibur 6, after a knockdown, you don't have to deal with wake-up kicks, so you can just pressure right away, usually with a good, either a powerful advantage on block move, or a move that does like a lot of guard gauge damage. So although you can't do wake-up kicks in SoulCalibur, you can block on the ground, so you have to basically get like a hard knockdown in order to be able to get a guaranteed follow-up. And both SoulCalibur 6 and Dead or Alive 6 have Yukami tech rolls. In Dead or Alive 6, your defensive tools can comprise of holds, which every characters have, parries, which slightly fewer characters have, and even Tsubakis, which even fewer characters have. There are 4 primary holds: high holds, mid-punch holds, mid-kick holds, and low holds. If a player uses the correct hold, the opponent will get held. You can even use holds during stun in the form of critical holds, which only deal 80% normal hold damage. Defensive techniques in SoulCalibur 6 comprise of guard impacts, also known as GIs, and reversal edge. So if you were to GI a move, then you put yourself at considerable advantage, sometimes giving you enough advantage for a guaranteed fault, which can only be beaten with what's called a re-GI. And if you were to parry something with reversal edge, then you have to play this kind of rock, paper, scissors mini-game in order to beat out the opponent. Just to let you know that the person that initiates the reversal edge gets the advantage if there is a second tie. The special hit status in Dead or Alive 6 is called High Counter Strike. So if you end up striking an opponent that tries to throw you, you will get 150% damage. Which I'll let you know is a lot of additional damage. In fact, this high counter modifier can also apply to holds and throws. So if you throw someone who just likes to mash holds, you could just destroy their health bar for that. Take note that in Dead or Alive 6, there are special hit status called Fatal Stuns, which can only be escaped with a break hold. So if you don't have the need of the break hold, then all you can do is take the L, then all of this is guaranteed. SoulCalibur 6's special hit statuses are called lethal hits, and they tend to have fairly specific requirements in order to trigger them. For instance, let's take a look at Sungmina's Rising Exalted Blade. The requirements say triggers in the next battle after knocking out an opponent with a critical edge. And if you were to execute it properly, it would look like so. Like, pretty cool. Naturally, lethal hits can set up pretty powerful combos too. Whereas you can try and escape stun combos with critical holds in Dead or Alive 6, in SoulCalibur 6 you can try and escape combos with what's called air control. So what you do is you just simply push the direction you want to move in, whether it be like down or inward to go left or up to go right. So basically if someone's just like launching you and just like mashing like BBB or something, you can kind of like turn in the sky. It can also help protect you from getting rung out also. Both Dead or Alive 6 and SoulCalibur 6 have meter systems. For instance, with Dead or Alive's break gauge meter system, you can use your meter to perform a sidestep attack, takes up a quarter. You can perform a break hold, ends up taking up half a gauge, and can catch all high, mid, or low strikes. So it's a really powerful defensive hold. Or you can spend all your meter for a super attack that can parry all high and mid strikes. In SoulCalibur 6, you get 2 full bars of soul gauge meters, so you know what that means. You can perform 2 super moves. As you see right here, the super move, which is referred to as a critical edge, costs 1 bar. And once you're done, you can basically just do it again. But now you're out of meter. Alright, the actual recommended way to use your meter in SoulCalibur 6 is to perform a Soul Charge. This also takes up a bar of meter and basically allows you to go ham on your opponent with like super charged moves. And new to Season 2, you have another way to enter into Soul Charge. Is now is quarter circle forward A plus B plus K. This is the Soul Attack, and it still gives you Soul Charge so you can go ham on your opponent like so. Alright, and also added to Season 2 is what's called the Resist Impact. This move costs a quarter of your total meter or half of a bar, and it defends against basically all attacks. So all the same attacks that a GI does, and also I think also defense against like unblockables, for instance, and I think can defend against break attacks. It's basically used to help you protect yourself if your gauge is flashing red and you're about to get broken. I'll let you know that Dead or Alive 6 has a very extensive tutorial system. And within those each tutorial are a lot of subsections. This is complemented by the excellent combo challenges for each character and the excellent skill info box. SoulCalibur 6 has an excellent mission mode. As you see right here is numerous chapters, you got quests, and you also have a tutorial mode. It's not quite as in-depth as Dead or Alive 6's tutorial mode, but it's pretty good. It can only be accessed in the Libra Soul mode, and it's called Drona's Dojo. Like, it is still good at getting you up to speed in how SoulCalibur 6 plays. SoulCalibur 6's current roster currently has 26 characters, including DLC characters, plus Inferno, who, while technically isn't competitively balanced and isn't allowed in ranked mode. Dead or Alive 6's roster currently has 31 characters, including DLC characters. SoulCalibur 6 has an excellent character creation mode, whereas Dead or Alive 6's DOA Central mode lets you customize the look of your favorite characters. Take note that Dead or Alive 6 has the ability to move and position yourself at the start of a round. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Alright, let me know what you think of this new series in the comments down below. And if you like this video, smash that like button. If you didn't like this video, just leave a like anyway, and don't forget to subscribe for more juicy 3D fighter content. I also would like to say that this video is endorsed by Smart Esports and Trollcoin. And I also want to take this moment to thank my premium top tier fighters for their continued support, which I do appreciate. If you'd like to become a premium top tier fighter, click on the Patreon link down below. Anyways, this is Force Nature signing off. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time on What's the Difference?